Hello everyone. Welcome to the webinar Introduction to Warehouse Management and More. I am Jeevan Joseph from the team of Zoho Inventory. I'll be a host for today's webinar. We are very excited to announce our much awaited feature, Multi-Warehouse. So here I'm going to give you a quick recap of the software for the people who are not familiar with the platform of Zoho Inventory. So as you can see here, this is the dashboard of Zoho Inventory. So here we have the modules like contacts module, items, and under items we have item groups, items, composite items, item adjustments, and transfer orders. Now we have sales orders, packages, and invoices, which comes under the sales, purchase orders and bills, which come under the purchases, and we have few integrations as well. So we'll get into it very quickly. So here in the contacts, you can click here and create a new contact, and a contact can be, as you know, a customer or a vendor. So you can give the details of the contact here, and you can put the payment details and address of the contact. If you have any custom field for the contact, you can give the custom fields as well. And you can create a custom field from the settings. So that particular custom field will populate here, and you can put in the extra details of the customer. And if you want to put any extra notes of the customer or the vendor, you can always put it for the internal use. So that's how you create a contact. And now going into a particular contact, you can see the list of the contact, and you can even filter the contacts by customers, vendors, CRM contacts, active or inactive contacts. Now from here as well, we have the quick create button for creating a new contact. And clicking here, we have the options for importing contacts or exporting contacts from and within Zoho Inventory. Now you can set the contact preferences just by clicking here in this contact preferences icon. So that is more or less about the contacts module within Zoho Inventory. Now going to the items, we have something called the item groups to start with. So when I click on the quick create button of the item groups, here you can see that you can create a new group. So in Zoho Inventory, an item group is something which helps you to create the items which come under the same attribute set. So let's say, for example, if you have items which share the same attribute, say for example, if it's a t-shirt, and a t-shirt has different colors and different sizes. So color and size here in this case would be the attribute. So you can set those attributes and create multiple items at the same time. So that's what item group is used for. Now going to items, just like item groups, you can create standalone items which do not share any attribute with any other item. So here you can create unique items under this particular items module. So whatever items you create under the item groups will be available under the items module as well. So here all the items which were created under the item group will be present. The composite item is more of kitting or bundling. So let's say, for example, if you would like to sell items as a bundle or a kit, if you want to put the individual items together in a bundle or a kit, and if you want to sell that particular kit for a different selling price, or if you want to add up the price, we have the option for that as well. So in the composite item, we have the options for, if I take one particular composite item, we have the options for boxing and unboxing. So as and when you box a particular composite item, the items from the individual quantity will get into the box, and the individual quantity will reduce, and the composite item number will increase. So that is how it works. You can go through the help document for more details of this particular module. Now going to the adjustment, this particular module will help you to adjust a couple of items together. So let's say, for example, here if you want to adjust the quantity or adjust the value of a particular item or a lot of items together, you can do that. You can select the items here. You can select the items here, and let's say the first quantity is -3. If you want to put it to 2, which means that the quantity adjusted is 5. And you can select multiple items here and adjust the quantity at the same time. So that is what item adjustments are for. Now, transfer orders is based on the multi-warehouse, which I'll be explaining you in more detail. So I'll come to it later. Now we have the sales order module. So here, when you click on the quick create button, you can select the customer, and you can create a sales order right from here. And you can select the warehouse from which for which you want to select, you want to create the sales order for. So you can select the particular warehouse, and you can select the items here, and you can save it as draft. And once you save it as draft, go into sales orders again. I'll just pick one of the sales orders which has already been created. And once you create a sales order, we have the option for converting that into a package that goes out for shipping, or you can convert that into invoice. So first, I'll show how you convert that into package. So clicking on new package, the package slip number will be automatically created, and you can click on save, and this will create a new package. And we have two options for shipping, shipping manually and shipping by carrier. We have carrier integrations with shipping carriers. So you can use one of those carriers to ship out your items from Zoho Inventory. And even the label generation will happen within the platform. And that is how you do the shipment. And going back to sales orders, you can even convert that into invoice. All you have to do is click on new invoice, and all the details from the sales order will be populated in the invoice. All you have to do is scroll down and select a payment option. So if you have integrated one of your payment gateways with Zoho Inventory, you can select that particular payment option, and you can click on save. And when you send across this particular invoice to the customer will get the link along with the invoice, so that he can click on the link, and he can pay for the purchase he's done from you. So that is how the invoice works. So the sales part is done here. So similarly, the purchase module works as well. So instead of the customer, you will have the vendor details here. So you can select the vendor, and you can kind of scroll down. And over here, we have two options. One is you can select the warehouse. So let's say if you're selecting another warehouse here, you can select the warehouse to which it has to be purchased, or let's say if you want that particular items to be sent directly from the vendor to the customer, so you can select the customer detail here, and the purchase order will go to the vendor with the name of the customer in the delivered to address. So that is possible, and you can convert that particular purchase order into a bill. And once a purchase order is created, just go to one of the purchase orders. So once a purchase order is created, you can create a new purchase receipt, and you can click save, which means that you have received those items in your warehouse, and you can convert that into a bill. So here you can click on convert to bill and give a bill number. And the bill has been created. Now, one thing I would like to mention here is in the more settings, you have two options for mode of stock tracking. So first method is stock on hand will be calculated based on receipts and shipment, and the other one is stock on hand calculated based on bills and invoice. So depending on the mode of stock tracking you select, your items will the number of your items stock will increase for your purchase as and when you create a receipt or billing, and the stock on hand will reduce as and when you ship or invoice. So depending on the mode of stock tracking you select, your stock updation will happen. So going back again, now we'll go to the integrations, what we have in Zoho Inventory. We'll just have a quick overlook over that. Over here, we have integrated with an array of shipping carriers, as you can see here. And you can integrate with any of the shipping carriers, and you can even generate the shipping label within the platform itself. Now, going to the marketplace integrations, we have Amazon.com, eBay.com, Etsy integrations. We have eBay.uk integration as well. Now, coming to shopping cart, we have Shopify integration, and through a third-party connector, we have BigCommerce, Magento, and WooCommerce integration as well. So these two modules have similar workflows. So I'll just go to the workflow here. So here, as you can see, uh, once you integrate the marketplace and Zoho Inventory, the items from the marketplace will come into Zoho Inventory, and the stock on hand will get updated in the marketplace. When you get a sales order, the sales order will get pushed into Zoho Inventory, and if it's a new contact, the contacts will be saved in the contacts module, and that particular sales order can be converted into a package or invoice, the same method which I've just explained to you. And the shipment information, what you entered in Zoho Inventory, will be pushed back to the marketplace. So that is how the integration between the marketplace or the shopping cart and the Zoho Inventory works. And we have an array of payment gateways here, so you can select any of the payment gateways you have account with and integrate with Zoho Inventory so that you can do the payments through these payment gateways. And coming to the accounting solution, we have Zoho Books integration, and the integration between Zoho Books and Zoho Inventory are seamless. As in when you create a sales order or an invoice, purchase order, bills, items, contacts, whatever you create in Zoho Inventory will be immediately available in Zoho Books, and vice versa. So whatever you create in Zoho Books will be available in Zoho Inventory as well. So once you do the sale in Zoho Inventory, the invoice will be pushed to Zoho Books, from where you can do the accounting. And coming to CRM, we have the CRM integration, Zoho CRM, and you can connect your Zoho CRM, and the accounts from Zoho CRM and the contacts in Zoho Inventory will integrate with each other, and products in CRM will become items in Zoho Inventory, and the vendors in Zoho CRM will become vendors in Zoho Inventory. Now we have Slack integration for activating your notifications. So that is about the integrations. Now we will go to the much awaited multi-warehouse module. So to start with, here when you click on the gear icon, you will find something called the warehouses. So when you click on the warehouses, you will be able to create new warehouses in your organization. So here I've already created 3 warehouses, as you can see. And if you want to create more warehouses, just click on the new button and you can create new warehouses. So I'm going to stick with 3 here. So we have 3 warehouses here, and we will do some operations with these warehouses. So now we'll go back, clicking on items, the transfer orders. So when you click on the quick create button of the transfer orders, I'm going to create a transfer order. Right. So transfer order is basically for transferring the items from one warehouse to another warehouse. So that is more or less the basic requirement of multi-warehouse module. So here transfer orders will help you to transfer items from one warehouse to another warehouse. So here you're going to select a source warehouse, and you're going to select a destination warehouse, and you'll be selecting items. So I'm going to select one item here. So you can see that in the source warehouse it is 1 piece, and in the destination warehouse it is 0. So I'm going to transfer 1. So now the items have been transferred from warehouse number 1 to warehouse number 2. So that is how the transfer orders work. So clicking here, you will get all the transfer order details. If you want to create a new transfer order, you just can click here and create a new transfer order. And we have the options for seeing the last modified time and the date. Accordingly, you can see the transfer orders as well when you click on this particular icon. Now going to sales orders, let's say you have the sales happening from a particular warehouse. So clicking on the sales orders, you can select the customer. So here you can select the warehouse. So by default, it will be the primary warehouse which is selected there. You can click on the drop down and select whichever warehouse you want to do the sales from, and you can select that warehouse. And over here, when you select the item, the quantity in that particular warehouse will show up here, and you can see that it is 12 here, and accordingly you can raise the order. And if you feel that if you're out of stock, if you want to transfer some items from one warehouse to another warehouse, you can always go to transfer orders and transfer the items from one warehouse to another warehouse. And that is how you create a sales order for a particular warehouse. And same can be done for invoices. So for invoice as well, when you select an item, Over here, you can select the warehouse name, and accordingly the invoice will be created as well. Same goes for the purchase order. You can purchase the item into a particular warehouse. So here you can select the warehouse name, and that is how you bring the items to a particular warehouse. So same goes for the bills as well. Now you'll be wondering how you can find the reports for a particular warehouse. Now going to the reports, I'll show you the reports which include the warehouses. So here in the active purchase order report, you can customize the report and select the warehouse for which you would like to see the active purchase orders. So you can select any warehouse here and you can run the report accordingly. So you can see that these purchase orders are only for the warehouse number one. So similarly, again going back to reports, inventory details, that's something very important is. So here, when you click on customize report, you can select the warehouse name and find the amount of the quantity of inventory in that particular warehouse: quantity ordered, quantity committed, quantity in, quantity out, and quantity available. So you can even find it for all the warehouses together. So you can customize the report accordingly if you want to see it for all the warehouses together. So that's for your organization as a whole. Or if you want to break it down to each warehouse, you can always do that as well. Now, again, going back to reports, under the purchase order history, you can find for each warehouse the purchase order for each warehouse. The same will apply to the sales order history as well. So when you go to sales order history, you can select a particular warehouse for which the sales order have been raised for. So that is about the multi-warehouse in Zoho Inventory. If you have any questions, please feel free to post your questions in the question box and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much for attending this webinar.